Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie, and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers, but also thank those of you who are returning for this week's energy update. Let's jump right in. We talked a little bit about this last week, but we have planet Pluto standing still in the sky today, getting ready to go retrograde. He'll be retrograde until October 13th, and this truly is, it's going to be an internal process, but it's going to help us understand our truths and our authenticity. And this, in my opinion, we will be comparing our truths, our authenticity, our true essence of who we are for the purpose of, and because we now will be able to see, by the time we get to October and the various planets that are going to be moving through the sign of Aries and those conversations that are had, how the understanding of our true essence, the purity, the authenticity, and the truth of our essence, our pure essence, has an effect on the collective, and that it can transform the collective consciousness overall. This is a big deal. Mars went direct and out of shadow last week, Friday. And with the polarity, the three conversations that were had between Mars and Pluto, power and powerlessness were definitely a factor. And so we're taking those messages, those struggles, the polarity, we're taking it all into account. And now it's time to go within. Pluto retrograde goes deep, but it's an internal process. And those power struggles and the feelings of powerlessness, they're up for review now. And like I said, we're going to have Neptune's in Aries now. Saturn is going to go into Aries and then retrograde out, same with Neptune. And Venus is already this week, before the week's over, Venus is going to be working with Pluto retrograde. So each one of these planets is going to help us get in touch with our true essence, but also helping us to understand how important it is for us to understand our true essence, because that true essence has an effect on the collective. Before we can be woven as one into collective consciousness in a quantum dynamic, all being different but woven together, we have to understand our true essence so that we can be woven as one and make this massive shift in humanity. So I love that energy. That's Pluto today. Tomorrow we will have Mercury, which is in the sign of Aries, getting ready to leave, but he's still in the sign of Aries, is going to sextile Jupiter, which is in the sign of Gemini. And this is the perfection of the knowledge of the self, because Mercury went, and through his retrograde cycles, went from Pisces to Aries, back to Pisces, and was able to shed, connected with Saturn, shedding things that were thwarting his sense of self, his communication styles, his lower mind processes, the manner, perhaps the way he speaks to himself. But it's the knowledge of the self is now communicating with Jupiter and gaining greater perspectives. Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is a sign of dualities. It's the twins. Multiple perspectives. If you know a Gemini, they can do multiple things at the same time. As a matter of fact, when you're having a conversation with a Gemini, it's more than likely you're having more than one conversation at the same time. So if you've got Mercury in the sign of Aries, sextiling that energy, it is knowing yourself, because he just completed this retrograde cycle. Knowing yourself and the quantum dynamics of Jupiter and Gemini can very much expand your consciousness. I like this energy a lot. I truly do. Quantum dynamics suggest that there's imperfection because everybody's different. When you have more than one, it's duality, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a dual. It could be two different perspectives. And if everybody knows who they are and they're comfortable with who they are without any wounding, we can expand our consciousness through quantum dynamics and therefore be better as a whole, like that energy. And this is a concept we'll be batting around a little bit on Monday. Then on Tuesday of this week, we're going to have that Venus, we talked about it, she's in the sign of Aries, and she is now having a sextile conversation, do something to get something, with Pluto, which is retrograde. This is the third and final chat the two of these planets are going to have. The first was the first week of February. Second time was right around the 21st of March. So you could see a situation pop back up, love relationship, something that you thought you liked that maybe you've pivoted on. Could be a wardrobe, could be a hairstyle, could be the love of your life, whatever. It's something that has to do with a Venus theme. We are now being honest with ourselves about it. Pluto's bringing the honesty, it's bringing the authenticity, it's bringing the transparency. Venus herself has been through a process. She went from Pisces, where she loves it, and she went into Aries, which she really doesn't. She rules Libra across the sky, so not very comfortable here, but it forced her to get real. Well, but then she backed up. And then she reset a synodic cycle. And then she met with Saturn. She met with the North Node. She met with Neptune. So she had to drop lots of things that were not serving her, that helped her to see what it is that she truly loves. And now that she's having that sextile conversation with Pluto, she can transform. She can truly transform and understand from a very authentic standpoint what it is that she truly loves. Now, what I also like about this day, Mercury, which is getting near the end of Aries, slowly is going to come out of Aries before the week's over, is going to conjunct Chiron. Now, Mercury's also been through a cycle here. Mercury went into Aries, went back to Pisces, now into Aries, out of shadow, and meeting Chiron. So this energy paired with the Venus and Pluto pleasant conversation, this could be words or communications that come in that heal, allowing you to feel seen or heard. You do not have to substantiate your existence. We can manifest a true desire. Venus knows what she likes. Venus knows what she wants now. You can manifest a true desire in this kind of energy. I really like it. Next Saturday, we will have Mercury going into Taurus. Every time I think of Mercury in Taurus, what pops to mind right away is just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Mercury in Taurus is a very grounded energy. There'll be no loftiness. They want, concrete energy. If it's hip shot, I think I'm going to sit this dance out. I'm going to wait for some facts. I want you to tell me how much research you've done before I'm going to buy into any of this. It can also be a very present energy, because if you're confident in the knowing, then you're extremely present as well. You're just present. There's no need to get ahead of it or behind it. You're present. So I like Mercury in the sign of Taurus. You've got to be a little mindful, though, because Taurian energy, as we know, can be a little stubborn. So if you catch yourself kind of digging your heels in sometimes when you maybe shouldn't, then you might want to keep moving, move forward a little bit, or let go of some of that very grounded energy. Then 1 week from today is Happy Mother's Day. Like to take a moment and tell my mother Happy Mother's Day. She is a fan of this channel, and I truly do appreciate her support. And equally so, I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to the moms out there, the dads out there, the aunts, the uncles, the big sisters, big brothers, anyone who shows that motherly love to a child, helps nurture a child or fur baby. I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to you. Now, I got another new deck. It is called the Wild Unknown, and I thought I brought it out here with me, but I did not. But it looks like this, and it's a Kim Krans deck. Love this deck. The card that jumped out is the World. When I sat with this card, it reminded me of what this process is going to be about while Pluto is in retrograde. Let's see what the book has to say. The World. The World is the final card in the journey of the major arcana. It signifies completion, harmony, and contentment. It's rare to experience this energy as we are usually consumed by wanting, needing, and achieving. So when this card appears, contemplate for a moment the idea of being whole. Focus on the image on the card, close your eyes, and envision this radiating energy inside you. What does it feel like? Where is it located? What blocks you from feeling a sense of wholeness each and every day of your life? Our keywords here are wholeness and completion. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please do click the like button. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button. And let me think. You have any comments or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. You know, I always like to hear from you. I hope you have a fabulous week of Pluto's transformations, healing, words of healing, and knowing exactly what it is that you love and want. Namaste.